Former Jackson State #1 wideout Daylen Baldwin, who transferred to Michigan, playing for the Wolverines this year. If I'm not mistaken, he was grad transfer, so I think he did graduate from Jackson State. You know what I'm talking about? And then after that spotlight, and he cut up this spring. You know what I'm saying? Big wide receiver, did a great job. And he even said in this article that we're referencing for this topic that he doesn't believe that he would even be in the position that he's in right now if it wasn't for playing for Deion Sanders at Jack State. You know what I'm saying? And all the extra attention that he got there. But they asked him to compare the two coaches, Coach Prime and Coach Harbaugh. And basically, the gist of it was that he believes that Coach Prime is more hands-on, more in your face with it, very blunt, very honest, and that some people can't deal with the honesty. And that's something you keep hearing. If you notice, especially if you watch that docu-series, Coach Prime, you keep hearing folks say that about Prime, man. You see why they say that if you watch the docu-series. Like, he would tell the old boy to their fucking faces, I'm trying to replace you. Yeah. You need to tighten the fuck up because I'm trying to get somebody better than you at your position. So the best man gonna play, so tighten up. But when he talked about Coach Harbaugh, he said basically Coach Harbaugh is kind of in and out, hands off. He lets his staff coach. He lets the coaches coach. You know what I'm saying? So, JoJo, what were your thoughts on just seeing these two very notable coaches? You know what I'm saying? Coach Jim Harbaugh, very experienced. Y'all know about Jim Harbaugh as 49ers fans. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all know and love Jim Harbaugh.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? Versus Coach Prime being inexperienced, but has a bigger name in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Being a Hall of Famer and the best cornerback of all time. But what are your thoughts on the two coaches and Baldwin's comparison?
So when our brother T put that in the text message group, right? And I saw that, I was like, man, I sure hope this man, didn't say something that's gonna have people looking at Prime
damn. So
sideways.
That's what I did too.
I
was slick word.
He threw the eyes up. He threw the
eyes
up like, oh.
I did that. Yeah, I did.
He did threw the eyes up.
But reading it, I was like, okay, this brother, he's mature. You know what I mean? Now, of course, you got some people that when he says Harbaugh lets the other coaches coach, you're going to probably see people to try to use that to take a slight at Deion. Oh, he's getting in the way of them and all that. Well, if you are one of those people, then you would be missing that. He basically said Deion coaches the defense, which I would expect.
Right.
Greatest corner ever. He's going to pay attention to the defensive side of the ball.
And what unit been showing out?
Exactly. That was going to be my point. So with that, we should say Deion should be getting a whole lot of credit. About, I don't want to shift it too much, but I do want to say this about Harbaugh. The whole let the coaches coach.
Your boy.
Yeah, that's so he don't have to take any blame. Because Michigan has not been up to par. So he probably should be more hands-on. Being that he has the NFL experience. But Mr. Baldwin, I appreciate you saying that you probably wouldn't be in a position you in now where Michigan is able to see you if it wasn't for Coach Prime. Is that tampering? Did he admit some tampering just then?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. Mr. Baldwin, I need you to do a little more though. I know they're gonna play 2 games. He got like 4 receptions, 92 yards, a touchdown. Come on, you at the big school. If you're gonna go to the big school, the quote unquote big school, because let me not say that, because SWAC coming. The SWAC coming. Get noticed, man. Get over there and shine. Shine like you did in the spring. You got it in you. That's pretty much, what I gotta say. I was pleased with it. He didn't take a shot. He told from his perspective what the differences were, and to be honest, reading it, I'm like, you know what? I can see that.
No doubt, I definitely can see that, and I'm glad you touched on that. That when T sent it, I was definitely scared that he was up here like saying some shit like, "Man, Michigan is way more organized" or some shit like that.
Yeah.
No, we ain't getting on that shit, and I was very, very happy about that. But I was slick a little word, Joe. T, what were your thoughts, dog?
Well, for one thing, he's a Michigan kid, so
True that, yeah,
he got the opportunity to come back home.
yeah. Because I
Granted,
was
it's on
until I learned that I was slick, kind of like upset that we were losing them because I
yeah,
really liked him in the spring, but you know, everybody
I
want to go
mean,
back
he
home.
grew up. The article
You
say
want to
he
go
grew
back?
up 45 minutes from Ann Arbor.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
so he's a home kid, and I get it.
Okay.
You want
Well,
to
I
be
take the
back.
tampering back.
You want to be back. You want to be back where you're from. He's traveled a bit. I mean, he went played at Morgan State, then he went to Jack State, now he's at Michigan.
Mhm.
Um, so it's there. You know what I'm saying? The whole ambiance around the kid is there. He's talented. He's a big kid. He's 6'5", I believe, 220, 215, 220, something like that. He's a big kid. Would he have been great this past weekend? Yes. Been great. Maybe would have had a career game on Louisiana Monroe, but that's neither here nor there.
He's experienced too, so
And
yeah,
he's
that wouldn't
experienced.
have.
Exactly. So
Oh my goodness.
that's why I wonder how he left. Like, I think that the whole thing was him going back home. Is I'll be honest, it's kind of surprising to me that Michigan plugged him in because I'd have figured maybe Michigan State,
Well, he had
Central
offers,
Michigan,
but
Western
I just saw
Michigan,
he had offers from Penn State and Ohio State as well.
and that's crazy to me because I just didn't see, and maybe the kid is a talent that going to Michigan and these other schools, he might not get exposure. I'm wondering if maybe being at Jack State would have been better for him. Because if you go and you dominate this, maybe people will be more inclined because of all the things that are going on right now with HBCUs and black college football, whatever you want to call it. People will be more inclined to go give Daylen a call. But now all I know about Daylen Baldwin, and I'm following him, is he got a touchdown the first game. Second game, he didn't do a whole lot. So are people inclined to go give him a look? That's my only thing. But he said what he said about Prime and Harbaugh. Granted, he ain't my boy Harbaugh. That is, by the way, Wales. I just want to put that out there for America.
America, these are two
He ain't my
49er
boy.
fans. Don't let these boys do that.
Like, because
He took
the
he took him
last
to the Super
thing
Bowl in 2012.
he took Joe to the Super Bowl because I ain't going. I just want to put it like that.
When Colin Kaepernick went to the Super Bowl, Jim Harbaugh was their coach.
I
Oh,
lost
you're
to the
right.
Ravens. I lost to the
That was
Ravens.
when Colin had ran for like $1.80 something.
A whole lot.
Yeah, you ain't even got to mention that.
And I ain't gonna say what the team was that he ran
Y'all
on.
ain't got to
That's
do all
neither
that.
here nor
See,
there.
Yeah,
That's neither
Harbaugh
here nor
coached that.
this is
Yeah.
when a
So
joke backfires on me. Okay.
so again, he was honest. I think he was honest. Some people would like, well, he probably just trying to say what he needed to say to, not necessarily ruffle feathers when it comes to the NFL combine stuff. Don't speak bad about Prime, and then you at this big school in Michigan. But I personally think the kid was honest. I think the kid just basically said, look, Prime is one of them guys that's hands on. He wants to push kids. He's probably looking over there at them DBs and they ain't doing what they supposed to do. And he say what he gonna say. Harbaugh, I mean, he's a coach's coach. He's had experience prior to the NFL. He was a San Diego State coach. I believe that San Diego or San Diego State. I think it was San Diego. And then he went to the NFL. He's done other things. He had other stops. Harbaugh has. So it's kind of like Harbaugh just kind of maybe understands what.
What he at Stanford?
Yeah, he was at Stanford. He was at Stanford because Sherman had smoke with him. So I mean, you got all that. You know what I'm saying? So
And Doug Baldwin
oh
had
yeah,
smoke with him.
I forgot about that too. Doug Baldwin. Shout out to Doug Baldwin. one of the dopest undrafted receivers I would think in the game.
Bro, I think so.
Was Baldwin even drafted? I don't think he was drafted. But that's what I'm saying. I think Baldwin just played it PC. I mean, he played the GQ. He played it smooth, and he just said what he had to say about either or, and he just left it at that. I think the kid just gonna focus on ball right now. Hopefully, things kind of matriculate more for him going forward. He kind of does a little more in the Big Ten, and we just see where he kind of lands and falls. Because that's just football. That's just football in a nutshell. That's just football. That's just. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Prime, because then now people are gonna say, well, he had something bad to say about Prime. What's the knock? He just played it smart.
Well,
He
I
just
didn't
said
look
what he
at
had
it
to say
like
both
that,
ways.
T.
I did.
I thought
really
he was
did.
pretty authentic because, well, have you had a chance to catch up with the docuseries yet?
I haven't. I haven't.
Okay. Well, see, that's why I kind of looked at it as he probably being authentic, because what he said is what I saw. I saw Prime coaching up the guys as well, being involved in practices. I also saw him being brutally honest, as he was saying. Like I was like, okay, yeah, bro, ain't lying. That's what I saw, and it's also refreshing because people thought that Prime, just off his celebrity, was just gonna be able to recruit. Kind of like somebody said, when they had to get when Jackson State played Tennessee State, they brought Too Tall Jones on. I think Too Tall Jones is an alum of Tennessee State. And during the game, I think Too Tall was like, speaking on Eddie George, was like, Eddie, we really want him to focus on recruiting, and you let your coaches coach. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people thought that Prime gonna do the same thing, just be a celebrity coach, not really take the coaching seriously, build your own brand, and not really do none of the coaching. But that ain't what I saw in the docuseries. He and them boys ass for shit. He even having meetings with kids about getting to fighting, like 2 linemen or something like that, getting into it, and they up in his office. Whereas I don't know if that kind of shit making the Nick Saban office. I don't know if it's another coach under him that coach handled that kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about? Seems like bro real hands-on. He says in his interview, I think, like when he was talking about the names on the back of the jerseys, he was like, I'm very detailed. I pay attention to all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he really into it. And that's what I got from Baldwin.
I can tell you this. By him saying that he focused on the defense, I actually want to hear that. I would be worried if they told me he was focused on the offense, because I know that's not really his thing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But something that's my thing, yeah, I'm going to really be focusing on it. Because, well, hopefully the whole thing is if I can play it well, hopefully I can coach it well.
Well, now I'm glad you mentioned that. Because offense supposed to be Jim Harbaugh's thing. And I thought that was one of his go-tos, like with y'all and everything, that he's the kind of coach that can design an offense to fit guys. And that up there at Michigan, he was looking for his type of quarterback to really get that program going. So for Baldwin to say that he's hands off, I would have thought he was hands on, kind of like my boy that's at Texas A&M now. He used to be Jimbo Fisher.
Nah.
You know how Jimbo hands on. Jimbo, goddamn, he talking to the quarterback every time the quarterback. That poor brother down there at Texas A&M, he finna hear from his head coach every goddamn time he come out that field. You know what I'm saying? So I would have thought Jim was more hands-on with the offense than that.
I can see that, because it obviously showed, because he can't beat Ohio State. Let's just go and throw that out there for the people. He can't beat Ohio State because you brought in kids like the kid that transferred from Ole Miss and came there, Patterson. I think it's Patterson. Shea Patterson. And he's had some boys there now. I mean, and you ain't been able to translate that into wins over Ohio State and winning the Big Ten championship. So maybe you 2 hands off, because if your imprint was on it, then maybe you get to that bowl that me and Joe should so very well accept. But we ain't accepted it yet today.
Oh, that close?
That's neither here nor there. So I mean that's my whole thing about Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh too much. My problem with Harbaugh when he was a Niners coach was he was just too cute with stuff. Let's just get to something that's really do something better than be cute. He was too cute with play calling. Like you want to finesse on cats when we got an offense that's basically run it down your throat, push it in your face.
We maul you.
And we maul you. And he want to get cute with it. And I'm like, why? Why we want to get cute? That's Harbaugh. That's why he ain't been able to beat the Ryan Days of the world here lately. That's my whole thing about him. And that's always been my knock on him. Hopefully, maybe with Ohio State, with the loss to Oregon, and what Michigan's doing right now with the ground game, because they just ran Northern Illinois out the building 6-3-10. I think it was 6-3-10. They just beat the brakes off them. Yeah. Maybe that's Harbaugh's bag now.
We'll see. They ain't played a big...
We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. And we'll be back on here, America, to say the exact same thing about Harbaugh I just said today. He's not nice.
Well, I wish Daylen Baldwin looked though, because he seemed like he still reps for the university. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can't be mad at the youngin that go home to, you know what I'm saying, go to the crib, you know what I'm saying, be closer to family and shit like that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But America, y'all chime in and tell us what y'all think. Compare the two coaches, Coach Prime.
Don't do that. Don't do that, man.
Coach Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, which coach do you think will have a more successful career? Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.